Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today what I want to do is talk about one aspect of this Packers offense that, if anything were to hold this offense back, it would be the offensive line. And I think, as fans, we always like to see and think of the best possible scenario because obviously we just hope for the best. And, lots of times as Packers fans, it works out because our team is, just stacked in at pretty much almost any level. And I do think this Packers offense is going to be, once again, one of the best offenses in the NFL just because of the talent that we have on this team. In Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, new receivers in Amari Rodgers, Randall Cobb, MVS, Allen Lazard. All these guys, Tunyon. But I think if there were one area of this Packers offense that could hold us back, the one weakness would be this offensive line. I do think that, with David Bakhtiari missing the first 6 weeks of the season, obviously that doesn't help us, I guess you could say. Of course, we have Elgton Jenkins, a guy who I think is going to be solid at left tackle. The one reason that I think the offensive line could be the weakness is just because of the different kind of new guys that will be on this line, at least at different positions. First off, we have Josh Myers, rookie at center, and most likely Royce Newman, who looks solid in the preseason at right guard, potentially pushing Lucas Patrick to left guard, maybe John Runyon, likely having Elgton Jenkins at left tackle, maybe Billy Turner at right tackle. And I think looking at all these guys, I think that there is a scenario where this offensive line is great, like a top 5, top 10 unit without David Bakhtiari. But I also think there probably is a possible scenario when you just have guys playing, for the first time in the regular season, in Royce Newman, in Josh Myers, then you have Lucas Patrick flipping over to the left side, you have Elgton Jenkins moving positions, which I think he will be good moving, at least that's what everyone is saying. Matt LaFleur, all the coaches seem to think Jenkins is one of the best linemen, and it could easily move out to left tackle. But maybe there are some growing pains to start the season, just because when you have all these new guys out there, how are they going to mesh? How are they going to work together? So what I wanted to do is sort of look at the first 6 weeks of this Packers season. Of course, David Bakhtiari will miss at least 6 weeks after being put onto the PUP list. So I went through and looked at all of the teams the Packers will be facing, and then I found rankings by PFF. They ranked the top defensive line units coming into 2021. So I basically matched up that with who the Packers are playing. So the Packers are going to be playing 4 teams who PFF ranks as having a top 10 defensive line. 4 out of the 6 teams have a top 10 defensive line according to PFF coming into 2021. Week 1, which is only like 9 days away, we have the Saints. They ranked them 8th as the 8th best defensive line. They have Marcus Davenport, Cameron Jordan, so pretty solid unit there. Then moving on the next week, we have the Lions, who just aren't really good. Really, they're pretty much in a rebuild with Dan Campbell over there. They are ranked as a 24th defensive line unit. They have Trey Flowers, who's probably the one, solid player on their line. So 24th, not too bad. Then we have the 49ers, who are pretty solid, top 10, 9th overall. Of course, they have Nick Bosa, a couple other guys over there. Then probably the toughest challenge for the Packers will be the Steelers' defensive line. PFF ranks him as the number 1 defensive line. Last year, they had a league-leading 45.1% pressure rate in 2020, so insanely good. Of course, they got TJ Watt over there. TJ Watt ranked as the 2nd best edge player per PFF grade. They have Tyson Alualu, the 9th ranked defensive lineman. Cameron Hayward, the 6th ranked defensive lineman. So they are stacked over there. So if the Packers have trouble, it probably would be against the Steelers. And my question is, how long will it take this group to get used to each other? That's sort of the question. Maybe they come in and are solid right away. I think that's a possibility. But there also, I feel like, is that possibility that, the one area of weakness could be this line. Then to finish it off, we have the Bengals. I guess that's week 5, 25th overall, not too good. Then we got the Bears, 6th overall, pretty solid D-line there with Khalil Mack as well as Akeem Hicks. So there are going to be some, I'd say some pretty, good teams we're facing in the first 6 weeks in the season when it does come to defensive lines. As I said, 4 top 10 defensive lines without David Bakhtiari. But this is definitely one thing I'm really interested to see in week 1 versus the Saints, how this line holds up against a pretty solid Saints defense. I'm going to be curious to see. And, if we come out here and dominate, then maybe some of these other matchups aren't too bad for the first 6 weeks with missing David Bakhtiari. Of course, when Bakhtiari comes back, hopefully, after week 6, if he's ready to go by then, Elgton Jenkins, maybe they push him back to left guard. Would they want him at right tackle? Who knows? But I think obviously with Bakhtiari back, this unit takes a huge jump, a leap forward. So that will be exciting when he does come in. But that's what I want to break down today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You want to see Packers content. I put up Packers content probably 1 to 2 times a day. depending. Also, my Twitter is Luke_Bellows, so follow me over there on Twitter. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.